Let me tell you about something I saw today. Postgres takes 80 milliseconds. Redis takes 0.8 milliseconds. Saw a startup team make the most exciting architecture decision of their year this week. They ripped out Postgres and made Redis their primary database. 6 weeks later, the company lost a day of orders. Stay with me here, because what looks like a meme about pizza is actually a story about how we ship software in 2026. And I think a lot of technology leaders are quietly wrestling with the same question. I have watched this exact pattern play out across very different teams. Once you notice it, you cannot unsee it on your own systems. Picture 1995. You ordered something, and it just worked. Now jump to 2026. Redis has persistence, Redis has streams, Redis has search, JSON, vectors, ACID transactions, and teams are quietly asking the heretical question, do we even need a real database anymore? It made me think about something many engineering leaders are debating right now. Is Redis-as-primary actually genius, or just the most expensive way to learn what databases are for? On paper, every one of those things is an improvement. But somewhere along the way, the user journey became exhausting. That is what this piece is about. Each individual change felt obviously correct at the time it was made. It is the accumulation, not any single decision, that creates the drag. First, let us be fair. Microservices absolutely solve real enterprise problems. Number 1. Sub-millisecond reads at scale no SQL engine touches. Number 2. One system instead of cache plus DB plus queue. Number 3. Lower latency for user-facing flows. Number 4. Massive cost savings on small datasets. Number 5. Append-only persistence, AOF, is genuinely durable. These are not hypothetical benefits. Large engineering organizations have shipped real value on the back of these properties. If you have ever scaled one service to 10,000 requests per second without scaling everything else, you know exactly why this architecture exists. When these benefits are real, they are genuinely worth the operational cost. The mistake is assuming they apply uniformly to every team and every product. But in many organizations, the reality looks different. Let me walk through what I keep seeing. 1. Memory is 50 times more expensive than disk. Your bill scales with your data. 2. RDB snapshots can lose minutes of writes on crash. 3. Replication is async. Failover can drop committed transactions. 4. No real foreign keys, no joins, no schema enforcement. 5. ACID transactions, only inside a single key, not what your CFO thinks ACID means. 6. When the data outgrows RAM, your sub-millisecond promise dies overnight. Sometimes the architecture becomes so distributed that customer simplicity decreases while technical complexity increases. And here is the uncomfortable truth: customers do not care whether the backend is a monolith, microservices, event-driven, or serverless. They only care about 3 things: speed, reliability, experience. That is it. None of this means the architecture is wrong. It means it is often misapplied. The failure mode is adopting the shape of a solution without its preconditions. So here is the pivot I want to leave you with. The real question is not, are we using microservices? The real question is not, is Redis fast enough to be a database? The real question is is my data shaped like a Redis problem, or am I forcing it because the benchmarks looked sexy? Because a well-tuned Postgres with a Redis cache can outperform a Redis-only architecture for 90% of business workloads and survive failures the Redis-only architecture can't even define. A well-designed monolith can outperform a badly designed microservices ecosystem any day of the week. I have seen it happen both directions. Architecture is a means to an outcome, never the outcome itself. Judge it by what your customers and your delivery speed actually experience. Performance is not the same as correctness. Latency is not the same as durability. A 100 times speed up that occasionally loses your data is not a win, it's a deferred liability. As leaders, the question is sharper than Redis or Postgres: match the persistence model to the cost of losing one transaction. Some data deserves disk. Some deserves RAM. Mixing them up is how engineering teams turn architecture decisions into board-level incidents. As engineering leaders, our job is not to chase the architecture that sounds best on a conference talk. Our job is to choose the architecture that genuinely improves customer outcomes, business agility, and operational efficiency. Everything else is just engineering theater. Write down the outcome you are optimizing for before you pick the pattern. If you cannot name that outcome, no architecture diagram will rescue the project. Now I want to hear from you. Curious to hear from fellow engineering leaders, have you tried Redis as a primary database and did it scale with your business, or did the bill, or an outage, eventually push you back to disk? Drop your honest take in the comments. And if this resonated, share it with a colleague who is wrestling with the same decision. There is no universally right answer here, only an honest one for your context. I genuinely change my own mind on this depending on the team in front of me.